Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cikgu Darrel and today we shall continue on Unit 6 Sport. For your information, this is going to be the last lesson which will be on page 69 on your student's book. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to write a profile of a sports star using paragraphs. As usual, before we proceed to our lesson today, let me communicate with you first the framework of our lesson. First, we shall read an international sports star profile and answer some simple WH questions. And after that, we shall give a suitable topic for paragraphs 1 until 3 and identify the key phrases in the profile. Last but not least, we shall write a profile of a sports star for a sports website together. Without further ado, let us move on to the first activity of our lesson today, which is to read a sports star profile. But before we read a profile, let's try to make a guess first. Who is this sports star? Take a look at the photo and answer me based on these hints. First, he's from Jamaica. He's an 8-time Olympian gold medalist. And last but not least, he's the fastest man in the world. Based on these 3 hints as well as the photo that you see here, who do you think he is? His name is Usain Bolt, the world's fastest man. Now, let's try to read Usain Bolt's profile to know him better and more detailed. Let's focus on paragraph 1. Usain Bolt's full name is Usain Saint Leo Bolt and he's an athlete from Jamaica. He was born on 21st of August 1986 in a small town in Jamaica called Sherwood-Contan and he now lives in Kingston. Paragraph number 2. Bolt first competed in sprint races when he was at school and at the age of 16 he was the youngest ever world junior champion for 200 meters. He continued to win competitions and then turned professional in 2004. Paragraph 3. Bolt first broke a world record in the 100-meter race in May 2008 and after that he broke more records in 100 and 200-meter races. He also won gold medals at the Olympics in Beijing and London and became world champion for both the 100 and 200 meters. He's one of the most successful competitors in the history of athletics. So I guess now you have known Usain Bolt better by reading his profile. Let's try to answer me 2 questions to show that you understand a little bit at least about Usain Bolt. First, where was Usain Bolt born? The answer is he was born in Sherwood-Contan, Jamaica. Number 2, when was his first world record? It was in May 2008. If you managed to get these 2 answers correct, congratulations and well done, you're really a sharp reader. Now let's move on to the second activity of our lesson today, which is to name and identify the paragraphs and key phrases. Let's try to match the correct topics to the paragraphs. As you can see here, the one at your left are 3 paragraphs that I extracted from the text that we have read just now. There are paragraph 1, 2, and 3. And at your right, there are 5 choices of topics where you are going to choose only one topic that best describes that particular paragraph. And now we are going to read again each paragraph and then we shall discuss which topic from A until E that best describes that particular paragraph. Let's look at paragraph number 1. Usain Bolt's full name is Usain Saint Leo Bolt and he is an athlete from Jamaica. He was born on 21st of August 1986 in a small town in Jamaica called Sherwood-Contan and he now lives in Kingston. As you can see here, in the first paragraph, what is being told is about Usain's personal information, his full name, his date of birth, and also his place of birth. Therefore, the answer is basic information. Basic information here means maklumat asas. Number 2, Bolt first competed in sprint races when he was at school, and at the age of 16, he was the youngest ever world junior champion for 200 meters. He continued to win competitions and then turned professional in 2004. As you can see in this paragraph, it was describing Bolt that at the age of 16, he was the youngest ever world junior champion for 200 meters. At the age of 16, Bolt was still a teenager, and he already had such a big achievement during his teenage time. Therefore, the topic that can best describe this paragraph is early career. Early career here means pencapaian zaman muda. Number 3, Bolt first broke a world record in a 100-meter race in May 2008, and after that he broke more records in 100 and 200-meter races. He also won gold medals at the Olympics in Beijing and London and became world champion for both the 100 and 200 meters. He's one of the most successful competitors in the history of athletics. Now, as you can see here in the third paragraph, his achievements was stronger and more powerful compared to what you have read in paragraph 2. So we can see that this paragraph is actually describing his greatest moment. Therefore, the topic that best describes this paragraph is greatest moments. Were your answers same with mine? If so, well done. Let's try to identify which phrases do we use in paragraph 1, 2, and 3. There are 7 key phrases that I actually detected when reading these 3 paragraphs. The key phrases that we can use to write a profile of a sports star are: first, his or her full name is, at the age of he or she, his or she is one of the most successful in the history of. Number 4, he/she first competed or played in. Number 5, he/she was born on. And number 6, he/she continued to. Last but not least, he/she first in. These 7 key phrases I managed to identify from the 3 paragraphs. But now we are going to go through paragraph by paragraph and determine which phrases are being used in that particular paragraph. Alright, take a look at the first paragraph. Usain Bolt's full name is Usain Leo Bolt, and he is an athlete from Jamaica. Now the first sentence was using the first key phrases. He was born on 21st of August 1986, and this sentence is using the 5th key phrases. Therefore, these are the answers. Paragraph number 2. Bolt first competed in spring races when he was at school. The first sentence is already using the 4th key phrases, and at the age of 16, he was the youngest ever world junior champion for 200 meters. This sentence is using the 2nd key phrases. He continued to win competitions and then turned professional in 2004. And the 3rd sentence is using the key phrases number 6. So these are the answers. Last paragraph. Bolt first broke a world record in 100-meter race in May 2008. The first sentence here is actually applying the last key phrases. And after that, he broke more records in 100 and 200-meter races. He also won gold medals at the Olympics in Beijing and London and became world champion for both the 100 and 200 meters. This is the further elaboration of how great his achievements were. He's one of the most successful competitors in the history of athletics. You can see here, the last sentence of this paragraph was using the 3rd key phrases. Therefore, these 2 are the answers. So now, class, let's move on to the last activity of our lesson today, which is we are going to write a profile of a sports star. Let's try to think and plan first what we are going to write. First, we have to think of a sports star who you like. So I will just take into consideration of the favorite sports star that my students like. So I asked my student and they told me that they prefer Cristiano Ronaldo. So in writing the sports stars profile today, we are going to write about Cristiano Ronaldo. But before that, we need to find information about Cristiano Ronaldo, and then we are going to choose the most important points. How are we going to choose the most important points? We are going to use the 7 key phrases just now in helping us to choose the important points. Now these are the points. Remember, the 7 key phrases describes a sports star, basic information, early career, and also their greatest moments. So now, the full name for Cristiano Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, and he was born on 5th of February 1985, and he was born in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. His early career and greatest moments were: he first played for Portugal in 2001 in under 15 category, and at the age of 21, he was the youngest ever goal scorer for Portugal at a World Cup finals. Cristiano Ronaldo continued to perform and then became the captain for Portugal football team. He first broke Iker Casillas' record in most Champions League wins of all time. He is one of the most successful players in the history of football, apart from Messi and also Neymar. Let's try to write a profile for Cristiano Ronaldo. Based on the information that we have discussed earlier, we are going to use these 7 key phrases that I have already organized it in order. We are going to use the information that we have discussed just now, and we are going to write it using these 7 key phrases. I'm not going to follow fully based on what we have read on Usain Bolt just now, because it's going to make you more complicated. So we will just stick to these 7 key phrases, and this will lead us to write a complete profile for Cristiano Ronaldo based on the information that we have chosen earlier. For this profile, we are going to write into 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph are in red color, and the second paragraph are in green color, and last but not least, the third paragraph will be in blue color, so that it will be easier for you to read and understand. Now first, Cristiano Ronaldo's full name is Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, so I'm using the key phrases number 1. He was born on 5th of February 1985 in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. This one I'm using key phrases number 2. Moving on to the second paragraph, Ronaldo first played for Portugal in 2001 in under 15 category. Now as you can see here, I'm using the third key phrases. Moving on to fourth key phrases, at the age of 21, he was the youngest ever goal scorer for Portugal at the World Cup finals. Last but not least, the last key phrases for paragraph number 2, he continued to perform and then became the captain for Portugal football team. Last paragraph, he first broke Iker Casillas' record in most Champions League wins of all time. Last key phrases of this paragraph, he is one of the most successful players in the history of football. So this is how I managed to use the key phrases that we have discussed earlier in order to write a profile for a sports star, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think that's the end of our lesson today. This is the Google form exercise that I have prepared for you. Feel free to just scan at the QR code right in front of your screen, or you can click on the link that I have provided in the video description below. If you're a teacher and you would like to make a copy of this Google form exercise, feel free to just scan at the QR code, or you can click on the link at the video description as well. As usual, don't forget to visit my Facebook page Cikgu Darrel and give it a like if possible. Subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell so that you will always get notified whenever I update my playlist. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I shall see you at the next video. Bye!
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be